This episode of Power Women of the Trades is also brought to you by Forrest Perry of Forrest Perry Digital Marketing. Want to generate more leads for your service business? Trust his team to deliver quality new customer leads and protect your brand online. Check out perrymarketing.com today.
Most businesses' online presence is boring, and by being boring, they're losing out on potential sales and customers. Being interesting and exciting is what draws customers in and gets them to buy from you. But it's hard to be interesting online when you're focused on running your business and taking care of your customers. It doesn't have to be this way. We have the key to unlocking the solution to your problem. Key Heart Marketing can help take your business from boring to brilliant on social media. We can vouch for them. They run our podcast socials. If you want to have a strong social media presence that allows customers to know, like, and trust you, connect with Key Heart Marketing at keyheartmarketing.com.
Hey everyone, this is Eric Thomas with Rival Digital, and I am proud to announce that we are the newest sponsor for the Power Women of the Trades podcast. We've been a big fan and supporter of the show for years, and we are just very excited and very honored for the opportunity to now be one of the podcast sponsors. So make sure you check out their page and subscribe to the podcast and listen in on wherever you get your podcast episodes from. Rival Digital is a full-service premier digital marketing agency for the home services industry. We offer everything from website design, search engine optimization, online advertising, public relations, and more. If you're interested in learning more about the services we offer for contractors just like yourself, head on over to rivaldigital.com, and we look forward to chatting with you.
Welcome to Power Women of the Trades podcast. This show is all about breaking barriers and changing the game. Our guests will feature some of today's most successful female entrepreneurs and other advocates of our industry as well. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, female-led entrepreneurship drives change on multiple levels. We want to empower women in the trade industry like you so you can maximize your potential, stay balanced, achieve long-term success, and claim ownership over your life. Let's get started.
So one of the other things that I knew I had to ask you is, because I've heard through the grapevine that you have the same opinion as I when it comes to private equity.
Private equity.
Yeah.
I have a whole lot of private equity around me.
Mm-hmm.
We have 8 different private equity groups around us right now. And to put that into perspective, my region, just in Greensboro, I have a 300,000 population. If you include like our surrounding areas, maybe we're at 1 million total if we go like a 50-mile radius. Mm-hmm. So I don't have I'm not living in, a big, huge city. This isn't Charlotte or Raleigh. It's, we are the 3rd largest city, but it's not huge. So the impact of private equity when they first came in, obviously the cost of everything went up for us. I'm not so sure the cost of anything went up for them. I would say, I'm extremely happy for the companies that have sold, that have been able to, experience that. I understand that they are primarily business people and not, customer or employee focused. I don't think that there's anything we're ever going to do to change the way that private equity operates, but wow, some days are more challenging than others. I think that being honest with customers is the only way that we can impact that. For example, I had a customer just 2 days ago that we went out and quoted a system. We were $14,500. They had gotten a quote from a private equity right down the street from us. And their original quote was 19. Mm-hmm. They told that company that they were going to move forward with us. Private equity, they went down to $7,500 from $19,000. That's the kind of stuff that just really Like,
Is,
how are you even doing that?
and then like, you don't think the customer sees that as a red flag? Like,
I mean, it's a huge red flag, but also, and
how,
you know, we win those jobs too, where the customer's
Mhm.
like, that's weird, you
Yeah,
know, there's something wrong with that. And then we lose some of those where the customer's like, "Ugh,
I
I'm
can't walk away
working
from
out
it.
with
Yeah.
you, but I can't walk away from that deal, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I just said the I don't know that it's intentional dishonesty, but it sure feels like intentional
Yeah.
dishonesty because I mean, why even give a $19,000 quote if you're gonna, you know, so if the guy next door could have paid 19, but you're gonna pay 75
Because yeah, you're up
because of
against
the
it.
delay, you
It's just
know?
like do the right thing all the time, and
All the
it's
time.
frustrating. Yeah. So why was staying locally owned important to you?
Well, I think right now it's important to us. You know, I don't know what the future holds. We have absolutely no plans of selling to private equity. We're looking more like an ESOP route, and sharing with our employees, letting them do the buyout later in our life. But um, you know, there's a lot that we can give back. And I think that a lot of our philanthropy and our community focus is what drives us to stay local.
Mhm.
You know, the second that we transition from or did any kind of transition from locally owned to any kind of partnership or private equity affiliation, the community budgets are gone.
Right.
And we feel like being a part of our community and giving back and you know the money that we spend on our academy, private equity would probably have a heart attack, you know.
Yeah.
And to us, that's what success is. That's where that's my passion and my purpose is building others.
Mhm.
And if we went any other route, I know that being locally owned is the only way that we can do that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give me the money to be able to do those things, you know.
Mhm.
We have to stay locally owned to do that.
Yeah, that's the same for us. Like we've been offered money that's like,
Lots.
people are like, "How could you say no to that?" And it's
I
like,
know.
I can't walk away from this community. It's more than
Right.
that for me,
It is. Yeah.
It's just like, and then I couldn't, but also I couldn't walk away from these people
The
that I work
people.
with every day.
Yep.
And people are like, "Oh, yeah, well, you can stay," but I couldn't stay and do the same way that I'm doing it. And
Exactly.
I wouldn't wanna have to do that. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I always say I'm unemployable. Like I might be intelligent and, you know, someone might think I'm employable, but actually now after doing this for so long, like I can't work for anyone else. I'm completely
Yeah.
unemployable. So until I can't work anymore, it's got to just be my own thing. Because
Yeah. Well, tell us about your academy. How did that come about?
yeah, so we started that in the spring. I started that in the spring of 2024.
Mhm.
We obviously, like everyone else, it was, you know, meeting after meeting, budget planning after budget planning, where our biggest issue is always labor, 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 labor. And we had tried the academy like a half attempt, I guess you would say, you know, a few years before that. And then COVID had started and it just wasn't going to pan out. But the labor shortage and what we were seeing, we were hiring a lot of people that were coming out of our local community colleges, and bless them, it is not their fault, but those kids that were coming out or adults that were, you know, mid 20 kids that were coming out, they still needed a lot of work. And it would take us even longer to get them into trucks operating on their own than when we just brought on a completely green apprentice and trained them in the field. So we knew that we could be more impactful. And because building people is our passion, it's kind of, you know, it's my why, my purpose statement. So I just we put together a program, and we do utilize skilled cat, we utilize ultimate tech academy, we have our own technical training in the office, we have our online modules, but we can build some technicians pretty quickly, at least maintenance techs, get them into trucks, and we're doing it for all three trades. So I think our biggest challenge was finding the right people to invest that much money and time into. Was what we really had to kind of define how we were going to do that. And we do it a little bit unique. So I host something called a discovery week, and we have our technicians actually do all the interviews and our dispatchers. So they interview everyone that comes in. We have open interviews like on Wednesday nights for a month for apprentices. Every time we open that position, we get like 300 applications in like 2 hours. But them being the right people is the question. So they will choose if they're going to give those interviewees a invitation to our discovery week. And then they come in during that discovery week and they spend the week with me, and we do everything that's not technical, that is testing them on character. Are they showing up on time? If not, we turn them away, and ask them to come back the next time. Did they show up professionally every day? Are they participating in all the different exercises? We do things like build princess Lego castles, and we play Twister, and we have 3-legged races, and different exercises and puzzles, but you can really see who the leader is at the table, who's the group. We do practice our next star agenda card. So who can nail that by the end of the week? They do a presentation in the front of the room. So different tests, and all of leadership is in there, and everybody kind of votes, and then we make our selection at the end of the week. And with that, I've had a 98% retention of all of our academy students. So it's been really fun.
That's really cool. We're in the beginning stages of building something similar. So I really love to hear all of that, because what we've done is we've talked about this before, is we basically have built technicians, but with no plan or no structure, right? Like we're already doing it.
Yep.
And so it's like, why don't we have a little bit better structure and a little bit better of a plan? But then something would happen and we would be like, focus down this other rabbit hole or focus on this. But then every single month when I look at the P&L on how much I spent on Indeed, I'm like, what am I doing?
I know.
It's like I could have already hired the full-time. That was one thing for me is that I can't physically do it. I would love to.
Yeah.
But I'm having really big internal battles with myself lately, because Kaylee knows I move very quickly and I take on too much, right? Yes. And so I'm just like, if we do this, we have to hire like a full-time director of it, right?
Director, yeah.
And I, you in your brain, I'll be like, well, that's not in the budget. That's not this. And then I'll get that Indeed report and I'm like, yeah, it was. Apparently it was.
Yeah. I would say that it is a huge investment doing it. But for us, every spring we have it set up now where we should have 5 technicians coming or, going into maintenance trucks or towards on the install side of things for every department every 6 to 8 months. So I have 5 new techs every 6 to 8 months in every department, and they're good. Like they're doing the things the way that we do them. Their hands-on training plus their classroom training is just such a combined way to propel them forward. They are leaps and bounds at 6 months ahead of our HVAC graduates that came out of community college they were there for the last 2 years. Our academy students at 6 months are far, above that, just because they've had that hands-on field time. And when they're coming from the community college, they might have, they could have worked anywhere during that time. So they just don't have that field experience yet.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, good job on that.
Yeah,
I want to definitely reach out after and learn.
Yeah, for sure. I will give you everything I have. You can build off of it.
That's awesome. So what is next for Go Green?
Oh, so I don't know. I mean, we're looking to really grow our electrical department. I think that's kind of our biggest focus for 2026 is that we have so much opportunity in electrical. It was the last department that we added. We started with plumbing in 2015 and then added HVAC in 2019. In 2021, we brought on electrical, but really because we had to pull electrical permits on every HVAC install, and
This is like our story.
yes, and so we were subbing all that out, and our subcontractor costs were far exceeding the cost of a salary for an electrician. So we started electrical, but we didn't actually add it to our maintenance plan and really start building off of it more than if we would get that phone call or that somebody needed something or it was add-ons from an HVAC or a plumbing job. So when we added it to our maintenance plan in 2025, we still didn't make it our focus in 2025 of really growing it. Now we're at, we have 6 technicians there. We've got 5 in our academy on that side. And then we have 3 installers. So we're really trying to focus and hone in on a lot of those different policies and procedures, getting efficiency up. Our efficiency is not the group, we might have revenue, but not efficiency
Yeah.
on the electrical side. So getting that really lined out is kind of our biggest goal right now.
That was our exactly how we added electric. And our coach at the time, he was like, "You're not adding electric just to serve HVAC." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And
I bet we have the same coach. Mm-hmm.
Well, our coach probably, because they're like, we've seen this so many times and you're not doing it just to do this. If you're going to do it the right way. And I'm like, I'm adding it. Look at the subcontractor bill. Well, then, so we did do that. But then we realized, oh, well, we can actually do these other things. And then thankfully, Kaylee is really great, like at staying ahead of like paying attention to how to market it. So by the time we added electric, since it was our last one to add as far as these trades go, we were better there than when we added plumbing. Because when we added plumbing, we were a hot mess.
Yeah.
Because we were HVAC first. But, you have to learn, and then you have to kind of figure it out. And then no matter what, what I've learned is everybody used to say, well, I think a lot of people still say that plumbing and electric don't have a season. And I disagree. I think I know plumbing has a season. I've watched it happen, especially with drains. And electric can stay steady, but there's still times when it's way busier. And so when you just like focus on maximizing in those time frames, then it, adding to the club membership was a good plan too. But it's you have a very similar path. I literally cannot believe we have not met each other before.
I know. I know. You'll be in San Antonio, right?
I think so. We have not missed a super meeting. And so the plan is yes, but I keep getting all these invites to all these things. And so she messaged me and she was like, "So have we done this? Have we booked this?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
I know.
Event season where all the announcements are coming for what's coming in the fall. So.
Super meeting is one that we never miss. So, but I'm kind of bummed at San Antonio, respectfully.
Yeah. Did you go the last time it was in San Antonio?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, so, it might have been, I think it was maybe 2019 when it was in San Antonio. So
our first super meeting was virtual.
Yeah.
And then our second super meeting, I think, was Marco Island.
Yeah.
It was right after. And so then we've been, but we're from Oklahoma, so San Antonio is just like a little dry. Well, it's like 8 hours or so. Like not a little drive, but it's like I've been there a million times. So for me, I always love when we go to like these exotic places. Not not really. Denver wasn't exotic, but
it was pretty though. The mountains were pretty.
It was pretty. I've been thinking about like a last minute trip for my kids for like the summer.
Yeah.
Going back to that resort because it was really pretty there.
It
But
was.
yeah, we'll definitely have to catch up at super meeting.
Yeah.
And anyways, it was really cool to like learn all about you today and get to know you. And you're doing some good stuff in the industry. And that's our biggest focus, is really just continue to bring a spotlight to women like you that are doing this business every day, right? And showing that there's definitely ways to do it.
There's ways to do it. Yes.
For sure. Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the show, and we hope to catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah. Chat soon. Thanks, y'all.
This has been Power Women of the Trades. Like what you hear so far? Leave us a review in Apple, and make sure to listen to our other episodes wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.